What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Hillside Gardener episode. And today I'm up here in the pallet garden, and the plant I want to show you guys today is this sugar and snap pea. Now, I've grown these sugar snaps before, never had much success in the past, and I found they always were a little woody. They got, really didn't have the greatest of flavor. I thought maybe it was just me, maybe the climate wasn't right, timing, but I did everything correctly. So I always wanted, I love these things, especially vegetable trays. Sugar snap peas are so awesome. So I found this variety, like I said, the sugar and snap pea from High Mowing Seeds. And I grew it this year. This is a dwarf variety. So as you see right here, this is about a foot high right now. There are two plants that are kind of, going above the other ones, but that's all right. But anyways, this thing is just absolutely loaded in pods. Like I said, I picked probably a dozen or so yesterday. I chopped up, made in some stir fry I was making, and they were absolutely delicious. So this variety does not get very big. It doesn't take up a lot of space. You don't need a lot of trellising. These plants are pretty much self-supporting. They are loaded with pods. Everywhere you look, there are just pods everywhere on this guy. So I'm going to show you right now how easy it is to pick these guys. If you've never grown peas before, you don't need a lot of effort. They come right off just like that. Super easy. This entire pod right here is edible. So, and you can eat it raw. You can use it on a vegetable tray. You can put it in soups. You can chop it up on a stir fry. These things are absolutely amazing. So we're going to give you a little taste test here. And like I said, the entire thing is edible. These things are so good, so sweet. Perfect little crunch, perfect little morning snack in the garden. So yeah, so why are these things doing so well this year? And I think the trick I found is why I didn't grow peas as well as I could have in the past. I attribute to several factors. So number one, there is a ton of compost in this soil. I make my own compost. I've shown you videos about that. I'm actually sitting on top of a compost pile right now because there's no other way to really get this angle because these guys are here in the corner over here. So anyways, tons of compost in the soil. We've had a very, very wet spring, so there's plenty of moisture in this soil. So tons of organic matter, tons of moisture. Your peas don't want to dry out. They get dried out and hot and stressed out. They're going to get tough and woody and just not be as tender and juicy as you want them to be. You really want that sweet crunch when you're growing these things. So that being said, and also location. Right here in the pallet garden, where I'm at, right here, this is the corner, and kind of see like kind of the corner between my neighbor's fence and then where the pallet garden kind of starts behind me, right back here. These guys here are in the shade, not the whole day. They get the little bit evening sun, not too much, but during the hottest parts of the day, it's actually a little bit shaded here in this corner. So this is a little perfect little microclimate that's allowed these sugar snaps to stay a little bit protected. The soil doesn't dry out as quick, or at all, because it rains seemingly every day so far this spring. But anyways, we've had high temperatures. We've hit 90, we've hit upper 80s, and these guys are still producing. And typically, if you grow these sugar snaps out in the full-on sun in your garden or something like that, the sun's going to zap them. The plants are going to get pale, and they're just not going to be able to handle that heat. So maybe this variety can handle a little bit more heat than your typical other sugar snaps. I don't know. Maybe it's just a fluke, but I think because of the compost material added to the soil, the shade, a little bit of relief from the sun that these guys are receiving, it's actually really helped prolong this plant. So I don't know how much longer it's going to last, because when it does get really hot and really humid going into later into June and into July, I foresee these plants are going to suffer, and they're going to get, the pods won't be as well worth eating as much, because they're going to get tough, and that's just how it is. Peas aren't going to last you all summer unless you live in a cooler climate, maybe up in more like Michigan or Wisconsin or up into New England, maybe. I'm not sure, but if you guys live there and you've grown peas or sugar snaps, or especially the sugar and, let me know. Leave some comments down below your experiences growing some sugar snaps. So I want to give you one more tip here about how to save your own seeds and how to recognize or how to identify which pods you should not eat and which ones better suited to save for seed. So if you look down here, because I picked so many, but you always miss a couple. I'm not sure if this is coming out well enough for you there, but see these guys right here? Now these guys are a little bit past the eating stage, in my opinion. They're going to start filling out, and the seeds are going to start really developing. So at this point, it's not a bad idea to let a couple of these pods go to seed and let them just fully mature. And once they dry out and turn yellow and the pods are, completely dried out, you can then save those seeds to replant again, which, like I said, as summer's going to start kicking up with this heat, you're going to, the plant's eventually just going to die. So always save some more, because you can also plant your peas in the fall. So yes, peas can be a great spring crop, and it can be a great fall crop. And sometimes even in the fall, they do better than in the spring, because the springtime, you have the temperatures are heating up every day. So the plants are getting more and more stressed and trying to outrace the sun. Well, as in the fall, if you plant it, it's going to be getting progressively cooler. Or if you live in the deep south, you can probably grow these through the winter time, depending on your exact growing conditions. But yeah, it's not a bad idea to let a couple pods go to seed, save those seeds, and replant them in the fall. So there you go, guys. This is my little profile, the Sugar Ann snap pea. So awesome, so delicious, easy to grow, require very little maintenance. Use my tips, add the compost, keep them moist, give them a little bit of relief from the sun. They're going to keep on growing for you. And also, the more you pick, the more you get. So you don't want these guys to get too big. The smaller they are, the more tender and juicy they are. So just don't think you're going to pick too many, all right? You pick them. Don't think you're going to hurt the plant. It's just going to keep producing more and more and more and more. And especially now where it's in June, they're not going to last forever. So pick them now, because pick them young, pick them fresh. You can put them in the freezer, save them for later, use them in the soups, like stir fries especially. I just love eating them raw. So hopefully you guys found this plant profile a little bit exciting. Hopefully you try this plant out, because I can't recommend it enough. If you like sugar snap peas, this is definitely a winner. I think I found something with this one. I'm actually going to save these seeds. I'm going to grow them again in the fall, and hopefully again in the spring again. I'm going to plant more, because this was just kind of an experiment, this little trial, and it was just an absolute success. So I'm going to probably double or triple my peas for next year, because they were so awesome. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you liked what you saw. If you did, give it a thumbs up. We'll see you next time here on the Hillside. All right, guys. Bye-bye.